Michigan State. Go green, go white. I can't wait for next year. The best part is our school mascot, a Spartan. Spartans are so cool. They will always be a memorable part of our world's history. Not to mention, they were powerful and awesome. Oh, sucks for you, Maze babe. Wolverines are on the fast path to extinction. Pretty soon, there will be none left at all. And then your school will be just more of a joke than it already is, sucker!
Wow, I'm surprised that you actually know what a Spartan is. But it turns out you're right. Wolverines are going extinct. However, with a little help from us, we can make sure that the Wolverines end up victorious.
Now I'm intrigued. Teach me more.
Well, the wolverine, also known as the glutton, carcajou, skunk bear, or quickcatch, is the largest land-dwelling species of the family Mustelidae. It is a stocky and muscular carnivore, more closely resembling a small bear than other species in its family, with a reputation for being ferocious and strength unusual for its size, and the ability to kill prey many times larger than itself. It is found primarily in remote reaches of the northern boreal forests and subarctic and alpine tundra of the northern hemisphere. Devastatingly, its population has steadily declined since the 19th century due to trapping, range reduction, and habitat fragmentation. The wolverine is now essentially absent from the southern end of its European range.
I mean, that's cool and all, but why should I care if the wolverine stays or goes? Makes no difference to me, right?
Well, that's what you would think. However, as a Michigander, this issue should be especially important to you. The state of Michigan is, by tradition, known as the Wolverine State, and the association is well and long established. For example, many Detroiters volunteered to fight during the Civil War, and George Armstrong Custer, who led the Michigan Brigade, called them the Wolverines. Though the origins of this association are obscure, it may derive from busy trade in wolverine furs in the 18th century, or may recall a disparagement intended to compare early settlers in Michigan with the vicious mammal. So, although the wolverine is not extremely prominent in our state, it is still very relevant to our history and our culture.
I hate to say this, but maybe you are right. So, what can I do to help before it's too late?
Before I get to that, it's important to know the major threats to this species. Wolverines once inhabited much of the northern United States in great numbers. By the 20th century, wolverines were mostly killed off in the lower 48 states due to unregulated predator control and trapping. Since then, they have been slowly recolonizing their former territory. Much of their declining population starts with climate change. Wolverines have survived living under tough conditions in the past, but the danger of climate change melting away their snowbound habitat looms large in the near future. Wolverines depend on deep spring snow to bear their young, so they are especially vulnerable to the loss of their alpine habitat due to climate change. Scientists predict that the wolverine in the lower 48 states may lose 2/3 of their suitable snow-covered habitat by the end of the century. Furthermore, human interaction has been a huge threat to many animals, including the wolverine. For example, wolverine trapping has been allowed in Montana, where up to 5 wolverines statewide can be legally trapped each year. Occasionally, across their range, they are also accidentally caught in traps set for other species. In addition, winter recreation like snowmobiling and backcountry skiing likely disrupts denning wolverines. Lastly, human fragmentation such as infrastructure development, land management, and transportation corridors can fragment wolverine habitat and reduce connectivity.
Wow, it appears humans are the main cause of the wolverine's endangerment, which means it has to be our responsibility to fix it.
Exactly. The ICUN currently lists wolverines of species of least concern. However, that title should not undermine the state of their declining population, and efforts differ in different regions. European range states have different monitoring and management regimes, varying from strict protection in Finland and Sweden, licensed harvest and control measurements in Norway, to legal harvest year-round in Russia. In North America, wolverine management issues include regulating trapping harvests, preventing human disturbance at denning sites, and mitigating for habitat loss and fragmentation. According to the ICUN, key conservation measures that need to be implemented revolve around minimizing conflicts resulting from depredation of livestock, reducing legal and illegal hunting of wolverines, establishing well-planned conservation areas, and carrying out surveys to gain a better understanding of the species population and ecology. They go on to explain, the wolverine has been petitioned twice for listing under the Federal Endangered Species Act in the United States, but the most recent petition was denied, stating lack of information on distribution, habitat requirements, and threats. In North America, the eastern wolverine population continues to be endangered, and the western population remains special concern. The species is listed on Appendix 2 of the Berne Convention and Annex 2 and Annex 4 of the EU Habitats and Species Directive. To help get involved with government protection, you can sign petitions for stronger regulation in our states or get involved with some of the many organizations that push for more government involvement, such as Defenders of Wildlife, the Wolverine Foundation, and the Wildlife Conservation Society. They push for things like giving farmers incentives for them to conserve wolverines on their lands, educating researchers, reducing hunting quotas, and so on. Other involvement, of course, includes donation of time or money, or both.
Wow, I definitely want to get involved now. You mentioned climate change was also a problem. I know some of the things that I can do to help with that are simple and easy. Carpooling, recycling, reusable water bottles, turning off the lights, turning my AC down by even a few degrees are effortless ways to make a huge difference for the wolverines and countless other species. Wow, wolverines sure aren't Spartans, but they still deserve to be here, just like you and me.